Hey you guys, hello and welcome. Today I just wanted to talk about Vietnamese coriander. It's commonly referred to as, well, it has two common names. One of them is Polygonum odoratum, and then the other one's Persicaria odorata. So this plant here is in the family Polygonaceae. It's commonly referred to as hot mint Vietnamese coriander. It's also commonly known as rau ram. Man, I really had to do my homework with this plant because I wasn't very familiar with it before getting it. It's also known as laxa leaf. Laxa leaf, rau ram, hot mint, and prue leaf. Prue leaf was the other name. So this plant here is a very heat-loving plant. It's also a plant that loves really moist soils. It loves really fibrous soil conditions, and it loves very fertile soils as well. So it's a tropical, humid-loving plant. It spreads via these runners, very similar to plants in the mint family. So I think that's part of why they got the name of this plant in relation to mint. So it spreads that way, and it has a very fibrous root system. It's also spread through little axial tip cuttings, and it's just incredibly easy to propagate. It'll root within about 3 to 4 days. I don't know if you've ever rooted like a little bit of mint or like a coleus in a cup of water, but this is very similar. It seems to really take every opportunity to reroot that you give it. So it's a perennial plant. It needs a little bit of protection though in the winter where I live. If you're in more of like a hotter temperate zone or a tropical subtropical zone, it tends to overwinter quite well. Has a mature height of a little bit under 3 feet, mature width of a little bit over that, but it does colonize and create mats much like a ground cover. It's a blooming plant. It has these really nice white slippery type plants, or I mean slipper form bilabiate blooms. So I don't know if you guys saw my video on Solomon's seal, but it's a very similar blooming structure, and they bloom in groups of two. So a few things that I really want to say about this plant is it does have a heat tolerance level that it can't really surpass. That's been widely accepted as 32 degrees Celsius, but we had a couple 32 degrees days here, and it didn't seem to really affect it. Sorry, there's a truck going by. We have a little bit of construction going by, so they're redoing a lot of the cement, and we're getting a water main, so there's a lot of trucks that are doing U-turns right in front of the house because it's kind of on an intersection. But yeah, so a few things that I want to say about this plant is it really likes a lot of nitrogen. It's a heavy feeder that I've noticed with nitrogen. You can use either a liquid feed fertilizer to supplement this, or grass clipping as mulch, or composts, anything that really biodegrades and adds humus to that soil level. A few more things I really want to say about this plant are it will go very limp and brown if you underwater or overwater it. So a good rule of thumb is to water it every couple of days when you have hot weather. Let about the top centimeter and a half or so of the soil level go dry between waterings, and then give it a thorough soak and let the water really run in, especially if you're growing it in a pot. It's not very fussy as far as container sizes go if you want to grow it in a container. And I'm going to talk about culinary uses now. So this plant over here is really good in stews. It's really good done as a garnish. If you cook a lot of Vietnamese food or pho, it's really good mashed into Vietnamese subs and rolls. And it's very nutritious. It's very high in vitamin C. It's good for your digestive system. It's got a lot of fiber, and I just highly recommend this plant. It's just a really interesting herb that has very few problems with bugs and pests, and I think more people should know about it. You can eat the seeds, you can eat the leaves, you can eat the flowers, but they very seldom flower outside of their natural range. And yeah, so there's Vietnamese coriander, just a member of the Polygonaceae family, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, thank you for your support, and I'll try to make a few more videos on edible plants, because I feel like it's important to be sustainable, and those are the plants that feed us. So yeah, have a good day, you guys. Stay blessed.